You said you were an
They need to
inner
bring it back.
13-year-old girl. I think you're an inner 65-year-old man.
I'm either an old man or a young girl, either one, man. Like, when I first told people I was doing comedy, they were like, "Wait, you? You're just like cool, calm, and collected." And I'm like, "No, man, I'm a comedian, so I want to eventually do theaters and then arenas. You know, I want to be big time. You know, like the Kevin Harts and those people."
Hello, hello, welcome back. We're talking about X equals laughter, the TEDx Comedy Showcase, and we are very lucky today because we are sitting with one of my favorite comics, Cam Rowe. Cam, how you doing?
What's up, Charlie? Hello, everyone. Well, I know it's just me and you now, but other people are going to watch later. So what's up?
I'm so happy to get time when we're recording this on a Sunday afternoon because every night it seems like you're on stage somewhere around the state. Your tour schedule is very full, right?
Dude, yes, I have been so blessed. I've been so busy. I want to thank everybody, everybody for booking me. Yeah, I've been busy a lot lately. So, just doing shows all over the Midwest. I'm going to LA in a couple months. So I'm excited, man. And then I'm ready for next week for the TEDx show at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle. I can't wait.
It's always such a honor to be on stage at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle. It's Michigan's first comedy club. It's really someplace respected by comics all over the nation. No matter who you meet, like, oh, you played the Castle. That's a big deal,
dude. Yeah, it's so good. I mean, I was blessed to headline there in August, and then I headlined the Valentine's Day show just recently. So Marcus has been so great to me over the years. I mean, started me out as just featuring me and started to headline me. So I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. And Mark is the man. We love you, Mark. Oh, and Bill the Shark too. I got to throw out Bill the Shark there.
So I've been lucky. I've seen your set as much as any comic, and even the 10th time, I'm still doubled over in laughter. I mean, there are some comics who are great writers, or some comics who are great performers, or some comics are super likable. You're really the triple threat. You put it all together. I mean,
Oh man,
I don't know
thank
how
you,
you have the energy to be this animated on stage.
thank you, man,
Did
thank you.
Is this something that you've developed over years, or did you come from a very boisterous family? Did that come natural to you?
Yeah, well, it's funny because my brother is more like me on stage. I'm more reserved and quiet off stage, and then I can like come alive on stage. So when I first told people I was doing comedy, they were like, "Wait, you're just like cool, calm, and collected." I'm like, "No, man, I'm a comedian." So then when they come and see me, they're like, "Oh man, like you threw me just threw me for a loop there." So yeah, I'm way more energetic on stage than off.
Well, give us a little bit about your history. How long have you been performing stand up?
Yes, I've been doing stand up about 11 years now. I started in Los Angeles. I started in LA. I took a comedy class by the late great David Arnold called The Art of Stand Up Comedy. David Arnold, if you guys don't know, he recently passed away, unfortunately, but he was the writer for Tyler Perry. He created a show called That Girl Lele, which is still on Nickelodeon, the number one show on Nickelodeon. Just a fantastic writer. He was working on his third or fourth Netflix comedy special. So he was not only teaching the class, but he was a rising star and doing the work too. So I learned a lot from him. Then I moved back to Michigan around 2017, and I took Joel's class at the Comedy Castle, and it was just as great. Showed me a lot of things, and I got well connected with the Comedy Castle and started doing comedy even more for Michigan. I got way better moving back to Michigan because I always say in Michigan they give you a lot more time to perform. LA is like 1 minute to 5 minutes when you're new. Here it's like, hey, do 25, do 30. I'm like, wait a second. So I got to develop an hour very easily in Michigan. So thank you guys again. It's great, man.
Our friend J. Chris Newberg recently said his favorite thing about the Los Angeles comedy scene is when he gets to play in another city.
Yeah, right. That's right, man. Like you can go to the comedy store, work your tail off. As soon as you get like become a booked regular, I think you only get like $25 or something like that. So, and these are for seasoned comedians. This isn't for new comedians. So, yeah, you don't make any money in LA unless you make your money from the TV shows and other stuff out there, not from the comedy, pretty much, especially when you're new.
So you've been on some TV shows. Do you miss being in front of the
Yes.
camera? Do you like Do you like the stage or production better, or both great?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Charlie. Yes, I am a star. Let me tell you, I am. No. I was on Storage Hunters, and that was kind of like the luck of the draw. If you don't know, I'm a huge man. I'm 6'9". So this guy saw me and asked me, did I want to be a security guard? And like I said in my set, I'm even though I'm big, I'm a big teddy bear. So I can't fight or anything like that. I'm just a big prop, man. I always say on the inside, I know I'm a 6'9" black man. On the inside, I'm a 13-year-old white girl. So. But he liked me. He thought I was likable. He put me on his show as a security guard, and I just kind of developed that character. And I was supposed to do one episode. They kept me on for 3 seasons on True TV. So it was awesome.
Do you remember the first time you got on stage? Like, what was your very first show?
Yeah. So my very very first show. Before I moved to LA, I don't even count that, but it was actually at the Comedy Castle. I was doing an open mic, and this is why I guess I probably don't drink before I go on stage to this day because I was nervous and I had a couple cocktails and totally. My friend said I did good, but I was so nervous I really don't remember. But I remember downtown Tony Brown was the host, and he couldn't remember my name, but he remembered that my father played basketball, so. Instead of calling me Cam Rowe, he called me Curtis Rowe's son, and he he introduced me that way. But I don't know. I guess I did okay. I just don't remember. But yeah, that was the first time. I think that was like 2011. But then I really started doing it consistently around like 2013 in
And
LA.
now that joke is a big part of your show, and it kills
It
every time.
is.
So
It is, and I actually got that from downtown Tony Brown because he said it, and people used to say that like throughout my life. So I think that'll be the name of my first special. I'm gonna call it Curtis Rowe's son.
So people who aren't basketball fans, Curtis Rowe, a famous Detroit Piston, famous NBA star,
Yeah,
and you were supposed to
yeah.
be the next big baller from the family.
I was the next big thing, man. Pops was a UCLA, 3-time UCLA champion, NBA All Star, and I'm 2 inches taller than him. So they were like, "Oh, this is the money machine." Because back in the day, they had second jobs when they played. But they're like, "Oh, this dude's gonna make all the money." And I was not the athlete they were expecting, man. I was. I looked the part. I should have probably played football more, but I just wasn't an athlete. I'm glad I'm funny. I can do something right.
So your family figures very prominently in your act. Do they like being part of your performance, or do they get frustrated that a lot of the jokes are provided
So
by them?
no, they do. So at first they'll be nervous, but then I think when they hear it, they'll get a little like my brother says every time that he's gonna come to the show and just cuss me out because he's like, you better not be saying anything about me. I said, no, I don't say anything about you, and I say a lot about him. But I can't wait till he comes out. He's a character. He should really be doing comedy too, man. Honestly.
Well, as I say to you every time I see you, it said, "Why isn't this a sitcom?" You know,
But thank it really.
the
You know
Big
what?
Fellas
I've heard
would
that
be
from
a
you
great
before.
sitcom, a great movie. Your family life is just hilarious, and
Thank
boy,
you, man. I'm going to work on that. That was one of my first things for me even doing comedy was because I wanted to be on a sitcom. So I love, just hearing that from you and just that reassurance. I need to really work on that and try to get that up and running, man.
so let's talk a little bit about TEDx. So you spoke at TEDx a couple years ago. It was a blend of a
Yes.
talk and some comedy. Has it opened any doors for you? Has it changed anything on your trajectory?
Yes. So, and thanks to you, Charlie, and Mike Jeter that helped me, get the spot. I've actually been doing a few like speaking engagements, not just with comedy. So, I've been working and doing that, and it has changed my life. Just doing that and just really, motivating people any way that I can. Really, I talk about people following their dreams. I also have an extensive, sales background in the corporate world, so I'm going to start doing some sales teachings to people too, and adding humor into that. So, yeah, man, book me, guys, book me. Come on.
You're like the human mullet. You're like I'm
That's
all
right.
business 9 to 5, and I'm all comedy
That's
5 to
it, man. That's
9.
me.
What do you want? I
Yes, I'm like
deliver every time, all hours of the day.
every time. I'm like Clark Kent and Superman. That's it. Every day.
Okay, so one more time, let's reiterate. Wednesday, March 6th, Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle. Cam Rowe
Yes.
and a host of talented comedians from the TEDx stage. It's going to be a fun night. I can't wait.
Dude, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And thank you for putting this together. It's going to be fantastic.
It will be a lot of fun. But are you ready for the lightning round?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. 20 questions, short answers. First thing off the top of your head. Here we go.
First thing on top of my head. Let's do it.
If you lived up to your father's expectations and were a pro athlete, what would be your walkout song?
Killer Cam. There's a Killer Cam song. I forgot how it goes, but it would be that one. I think it's called Oh Boy. That would be it. Yep, Killer Cam, just because I'm Cam.
What's your favorite app on your phone?
My favorite app, probably DoorDash. I like to eat.
Follow-up question, what's your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant, ooh, that's a good. And you know what? It's funny. It's not around anymore. It was called Bill Knapp's. It's like a senior citizen restaurant back in Michigan. I love that cake deluxe, man. They had the best cake in the world. Oh my God, Bill Knapp's by far.
You said you were an
They need to
inner
bring it back.
13-year-old girl. I think you're an inner 65-year-old man.
I know. I'm either an old man or a young girl. Either one, man. Like.
What is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal, probably, I would say a tiger. I have that ferocious energy when I perform and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say.
Cam's great.
That's right. That's right. I was probably thinking about Frosted Flakes. Is why I said that.
All right, let's talk about some national comics. Who are some of the famous comics that inspire you?
The very first one was Mr. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was the first one. I wanted to be a Cosby kid as growing up. So just watching his comedy and watching his show, I was a kid, fell in love with the Cos. But then when I was real young, I started watching Richard Pryor. And then my dad introduced me to Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. And Eddie Murphy was probably the best comedian. He can do impressions, tell jokes. He does sketch comedy. He has everything. And I just thought he's still amazing. So he was definitely my favorite. But also, as I got older, I started watching Seinfeld, George Carlin, just different comedians that I probably wouldn't have watched before. But watching their work ethic and what they do, I was like, wow, these dudes are amazing.
Okay, you're so integral in the Michigan comic scene. You're working with so many comics. Who do you think are the next Michigan comics that are going to bubble up and become great?
There are so many great comedians in Michigan. I mean, there's so many. I mean, I can't even, other than myself, I would say Josh Adams. Everybody knows that. Josh Adams is amazing. I mean, he's a star right now. You know what I mean? He just needs the right opportunity. I mean, Josh definitely. But there's other people too. Like I watched Melanie Hearn headline at the Comedy Castle, and I was just like blown away. There's Matt Kahn. Matt Kahn is a monster. You know what I mean? And every time I see these people, they just get better and better. So it's so many people. I know I'm leaving a million people out. They're like, hey, why don't you say me, man? Yeah, you too. I just can't think of anybody else right now. But you, for real, you. Tim Finkel is fantastic. There's so many people. Tam White, Ronnie Chanel, T.Barb is great, who's also going to be on the show. I enjoy almost everybody, man.
I asked
even
T.Barb the same question, and she would not answer. She's like, I love everyone. They're all great.
I love everybody because I'm leaving somebody out. Oh, my group, the Jokes on You with Jeter, Rob Jenkins, Ricardo, everybody else, you know what I mean? Kev Johnson. Those guys are great. I used to be in a group called Big Boys of Comedy, Stan Banks, Sugar Bear, Parham. It's so many amazing comedians. Charlie's fantastic. You're great, Charlie, too. So, you know what I mean? Everybody's great, man. Even the ones that bomb, you're great. You'll be great one day, you guys.
All right, let's go on vacation. Where's your favorite vacation spot?
I want to say it is in San Diego. I love San Diego. When I lived in L.A., I would go there a lot, and me and my wife, we would always go there for Valentine's Day, and that's one of my favorite places. So I went to Europe to do comedy. I wouldn't say that's my favorite vacation spot, but it's a good history lesson. You can learn a lot. But San Diego by far, man. I love San Diego.
How were the crowds in Europe? Was it a whole different vibe there, or?
I thought it would be because, they speak very proper English and stuff. They like the dirty stuff, man. I didn't know that they liked they like the dirty stuff. So, yeah, any blue comedians, man, you go out to Europe and just let them have it. They'll love you.
All right. What is your drink of choice?
Water and vodka. I love my water now, but
What's your
also any
brand
type
though?
of rock. My brand is Tito's. I love Tito's, man.
Okay.
Tito's is good. Tito's will get me where I need to be, man. But yeah.
Where's your favorite place to take out of town guests?
A lot of my family's from out of town. A lot of people, I take them to Cedar Point in the summertime, man, and they love it more than Universal or Disney World. Shout out to Cedar Point, and you can save a lot more money than spending $5,000 for a family on Disney World. Please make sure my wife sees this. Cedar Point is great.
Where's your favorite place you've ever performed?
Favorite place, Comedy Castle is definitely up there because I just love it, and every time I perform there, I do great. And I just love the atmosphere there. But I said probably the best experience was when I went over to Europe to perform. I did a 25 show stand-up comedy tour. Just that overall experience. I can't think of one place in particular because we did a bunch of theaters. They were all great. It just gave me that experience of being a pro comedian overseas internationally. So that was fantastic.
Let's talk bucket list. Where's the
Yeah.
club or place that you really want to play in the next year or two?
Man, I really would love to play in the great Brad Garrett's room, man. His room is fantastic from what I've heard. He really lays down the red carpet for all the comedians, everyone that's performed there that's told me that. And he's an amazing comedian. He's someone that I've watched growing up. And I love Everybody Loves Raymond. So that is definitely number one on my list.
Yeah, that
Book me,
definitely
Brad.
fits your vibe. Totally, totally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it, man. And I got to say this, too. Ray Romano is actually a Storage Hunters fan,
What?
which is amazing. That show I was on, yeah. So my buddy Sean Kelly did an auction. He's an auctioneer in real life. He's the bald head white dude that's an auctioneer. He met Ray Romano, and they called me the Green Mile on the show. And Ray Romano was like, "Hey, how's the Green Mile doing? Man, is that dude really that big?" So he was like, he's a fan. So I can't believe he's one of the 5 people who actually watched that show. But that's great to know that he watched it.
All right, here's your last 2 questions.
All right.
Favorite pizza and what's your toppings?
Woo! Favorite pizza of all time. Pizza Populis, man. Pizza Populis. I'm just gonna do pepperoni and extra cheese.
He likes it
That's
thick,
all I
ladies and
like.
gentlemen.
I like it thick. I do like it thick now. Yes, I do. Ain't
Uh,
lying about that.
Cam, Bigfella Rowe, I can't wait to laugh along with you on Wednesday night. You are a joy. You make me smile
Thank
and my insides hurt. So thanks so much for
you.
taking time to chat with me this afternoon, and I'll see you later this week.
Thank you.